Hello, everyone, and thanks for listening. Now, this is going to be real honest, and some people are not going to like this. And I believe most women might not like this. Most women who feel that whatever relationship they get into, or if they're in a relationship currently, that it can't happen to them. There are some women that feel that they have this super vagina, like their man will never cheat on them. Like they have something made of gold and they're under an illusion that it couldn't happen to them. Every individual is different. Some people are faithful, and no matter what temptations come their way, they try to resist those temptations, but that's not to say that it can't happen. It could happen. There have been temptations with some relationships. And sometimes you don't have to look very far for those temptations. A lot of times there are people that, and I've seen this over a period of years, and this is probably why I choose not to get involved in a relationship personally. I've been married, I've been divorced. But I believe the reason why I got divorced, I chose the divorce, of course. I went ahead and filed a divorce, is because I felt like when I got married, I was really young, and I felt that was one thing. I was too young, and I was under an illusion, and I didn't realize what I was doing at the time, and that I was being taken advantage of. And so I'm speaking from true experience, and I'm not jealous. And I know a lot of women desire to have long fairy tale lives and loving relationships. And there are some relationships that are good, but that's not everybody's situation. And so when I see something, I call it like I see it. I have no ill intent whatsoever. So if you get in your feelings and you get all bottled up, and maybe it's because you're in a relationship that you've questioned whether your partner or your spouse is faithful and hasn't dipped out on you. And some women get mad when they hear that because they actually are going through that, and they're in denial. And so I'm just gonna, I guess I'm just, you know, I don't know what to say, but it happens. It does happen. It's very hurting. And there are some people that believe that love is in the air and bubbles and flowers and roses and cherries, and love is everywhere and it's in the air, and we met on first sight, and I'm the woman of his dreams. And some people are in Disneyland. Totally. Totally. And some people do have good relationships, but that's not everybody's situation. And a lot of times I feel like the more a relationship is about material items, the less it's about the individuals. It's not personal, it's more about looks and materials and what you have and what he has. And it's not even love is kind of like not there in it. It's like a showboat relationship. It's like you're showing off this individual. It's not really for the love of it. It's more like, oh, looks can fade. Looks can fade. You can one day be wealthy and you can lose it all. You can be poor and gain money, come into money, but it's never a guarantee that you're going to always be with that same individual. Some people have long lasting relationships, and they weathered a lot of storms in their relationships and troubles. But everybody isn't the same. Everybody isn't the same. And sometimes I like to say that a lot of like famous relationships are really hard when it's famous people, because first of all, you're famous. And You just can't keep your relationship private, and some do. Some are good at keeping it out of the light of the media. Some people who are not famous, when they see famous relationships, they live through those famous people. They like that Disneyland fairy tale stuff. And so they feel some type of way. They live in through those people. They're starstruck and they're so hell bent on, oh my God, how could he do this? And how could she do this? And you have so many people all up in your business, and it's not their business. Nobody is perfect. Every relationship is not perfect. And the reality is that some people are going to cheat. Some people are going to be unfaithful. There are some marriages that don't work out, plenty of them that don't work out. Some will be married for a while and get divorced for whatever the reasons. But don't get upset when somebody's telling the truth about something and they're being candid about their opinion or something that they have experienced, or being honest about somebody or something that they know of that has happened. Don't get mad, because think about this, when you get mad like that, what that tells me is that maybe you're going through that and it's hurting. It's hurting. You're in denial because you're going through a relationship and you suspect that your partner is cheating on you, and you live through these famous characters. And so you would desire to be this person and have this beautiful, loving, long lasting relationship. But when something doesn't work out, reality sets in, but it doesn't always set in for everybody. Some people live like a fairy tale life. And when it hits them that, life is not really about fairy tales, bubbles and roses and cherries in the bowls and all that. And, stuff gets really more difficult in people's lives, and, the honeymoon is over. That's when it hits them. I could lose this partner, or, this person is not good for me. They're not into monogamy. They have a track record of cheating, or they have a track record of not telling the truth. It could be a number of things. It doesn't necessarily have to be cheating. It could be lying, it could be stealing, it could be violence, it could be a lot of things. And what I've known is I don't like to bullshit. I don't like to be lied to, and I don't like to lie to people. And there's a lot of bullshitters out there. So there's a lot of people that live this fairy tale bullshit life where they want you to think that everything is honky dory and everything is all good to the good. And it isn't. Behind closed doors, they hate each other, or they don't like something, or they don't trust each other, or somebody's not telling the truth, or they lied, or they cheated, or they're not faithful. And so some people's lives are like that. And if I say something on that, around that, it's just being honest. And so you can't get mad because somebody's honest about infidelity. Infidelity exists, it's in the dictionary. So it's the action or state of being unfaithful to a spouse or having other sexual partners. Some people are addicted to sex. They can't get it from the wife, they go out and they get it on the street. They get it from the neighbor, they get it from a coworker. And so I have personally seen people who I thought would never, ever get divorced, never in a million years get divorced. And they wound up getting divorced. And you know why? Because not because, you like to think that it was somebody they cheated with that was from somewhere else, and they were doing their little sneaky thing and person is on the outside. No, I knew this couple who they were married for 20 years plus. And I never guessed that they were just like the happiest, happiest, happiest people. I actually liked seeing them together because it was so cool. I thought it was so cool. And they adopted a child. But what ended up happening to this couple, the guy winds up cheating. I'm thinking he's cheating with some like porno person, or maybe he went to a strip club or something. That's what you're thinking. You're like, oh, okay, I've heard these stories before. No, it's somebody at his job, a coworker. Usually when people cheat, it's people that like they're either a sister, a cousin. a coworker, a neighbor, next door neighbor, somebody that's not even that far away. And that's the real fucked up part of it all. It's like you're thinking, okay, it's going to be somebody like way off somewhere from wherever you don't know, and they're sneaking around with. No, it turns out it's somebody that sometimes it's people you know they're cheating with. You know, that girlfriend you always invite over, and he's, good, all good. Oh, yeah, invite homegirl over, blah, blah, blah. That's who he's sleeping with. And it could go the other way. Sometimes the woman, she's cheating, sleeping with her husband's brother, stuff like that. You know, heard of these and seen actually people that I've met in my lifetime that this kind of craziness has happened. And this the real world. And some people hate hearing these stories because they themselves are actually going through something like this. And I don't feel jealous of any relationship because I know what marriage is like. When you're in a fucked up relationship, you want to be single. Trust me. You want that singleness back. You're like, I can't wait to get the fucking divorce. I'm like, no way. I am not jealous of this shit. No way. I can't wait to be free. Some women like that shit. They like being all pinned up, all running behind the man's dick, running behind him, chasing. They chase tail too. Some of them do this because they cannot stand being by themselves. I find when women are like that, it's weakness. It's codependency. They're not, how would you say, they're not trusting of themselves that they would be all right being single. They have to validate their womanness. They have to be up under some dude. And if he's a fucked up dude, if he's like giving you the blues, beating you down verbally, physically, emotionally, that ain't no good relation. That ain't healthy. Just to say you with somebody, that doesn't make it good, all to the good. And so that's not being jealous. That's just being fucking honest. So if you don't, somebody left some crazy ass comment, I'm going to delete that comment because let me tell you something. If you don't like honesty, then you don't need to come to this channel because I'm going to give it to you raw. I'm going to tell you the truth. As a female, I'm going to tell you, I don't leave nothing out. It could be black, white, purple, green, blue, male, female, gay, straight, bi, whatever. I'm going to give it to you raw. I'm just going to straight up say what it is. And, if you disagree, agree to disagree. But I'm telling you, I have no, no. I have, hey, you ain't talking to somebody that was born yesterday. I have been there, done that. Ain't no jealous bone in my body want to get hooked up with no shit like that. No, I'm serious. I've seen some relationships that some women they can't wait to get out of that stuff. And every time they come around, oh, he did this, he did that, girl, you need to do something about yourself. Get out of the relationship and get out quick. There ain't no way. ain't no feeling bad about being up in a fucked up relationship, like feeling jealous, feeling bad because I'm not in that fucked up relationship. Oh, please miss me with that. No way. So whoever these people getting your little feelings and all this, feeling hurt because I'm being honest about the fact that infidelity exists. There's a high number of divorces, that there are a lot of people that do dip out on the side and sleep around. Your man that you've been married to for 25 years, that y'all not having whatever, come on. I've even met some women who say, I don't sleep with my husband anymore. We're just married, but I don't sleep with him no more. You know why she doesn't sleep with him no more? Because he sleeps with prostitutes and she don't want to catch nothing. I had a woman tell me that she has a husband, but she chooses not to sleep with him because he sleeps with prostitutes. I mean, what's bad about telling the truth? There are some people in sexless relationships. They are married with somebody they're not even sleeping with. I knew a woman who she married some dude and they married and he lives in a whole nother state and she lives somewhere else. And every so often she'll go to visit him. And then she comes back to California, and then he goes out and lives where he lives. But they're married. Now, tell me I'm wrong for being honest about that. Those relationships exist too. There are long distance marriages that exist. Stuff you wouldn't even believe is happening. It's happening. There's some women who they get married because the guy found them online, and if you like say, like, if he says, "Oh, I want somebody to rub my feet," or "I want somebody to lick my big toes," "I want somebody to give me oral sex at a certain time," like, if you those type of females, it's females like that. They're subservient. They're like, it's like sex slaves. And so he orders that type of female and he gets married to her. So they stay married, but she has to do what he says. And then he in return, "Oh, you have room and board and blah blah blah, but you can't question me if I decide to sleep with somebody else." There are relationships where they're what you call, it's like swinger, but they call themselves polygamous relationships, where there's more than one partner in the relationship and they all together, stuff like that. Don't get mad because I'm just being real. Some people don't want to hear this because they're afraid that this could be their situation. This is their situation. They're like, "Oh shit, maybe that's what my man is doing." I mean, I'm not saying that I mean, if that's what you suspect, if you suspect that's happening, or your wife is doing something on the flip side, I mean, yeah, there was a show called Cheaters. You would see all kind of stuff. It would be the woman cheating or the man, mostly men cheating, or you would see gay relationships where they cheat. It happens to a lot of people. So don't be mad because I'm being real. I'm being honest. This stuff happens. Some people want to be by themselves. They want to be single, believe it or not. There's some people, they've been in relationships. It's not their thing and they choose to be single. Don't be mad because I'm being straight up honest. It's the truth. It's the truth. So you don't like it, then don't come to this channel. If you don't want to hear the truth about somebody being honest and saying what's really going on, what happens, these things do happen. These things do happen. I'm not saying, "Oh, I'm in agreement with it." I'm just merely telling you what I've experienced or what I've seen others experience. Now I haven't experienced some of these situations, but I know of people who have. Now, the only thing I've ever experienced is that I felt like when I had got married, I was too young, and I don't want to be married no more. I I found it to be complicated, if you ask me. I think that he looked at it as an opportunity to kind of be dictating and kind of telling people what to do. And I said, if this is what I don't want this shit. They can have this, they can keep this shit. I don't want this. I found my greatest joy being able to do things on my own, pursue, my education and career. I don't want to be tied down with nobody. Oh, honey child, no way. Ain't no jealousy, ain't no future in no front. You talking to a real sister. I'm not jealous of somebody's drama. If you got drama, you put yourself off of in that. A lot of times women would come, like people I knew who knew me because they know I'm straight up honest, would ask me, "Well, what would you do? What do you think?" Blah, blah, blah. I give them a suggestion. I say, "Now you're a different person. You do what you feel is best. But if you suspect this person ain't giving you no act right and they treating you like you are beneath rocks and stuff, you need to get out of that relationship because it's not giving you any joy." And I'm just being honest. And if you don't like me being honest and telling the truth about what really goes on and what goes down, there's some people who they like being married. They like having long lasting relationship. They are one-on-one type of individuals. Some people, I believe there's some individuals that's meant to be with who they meant to be with. And that's true there, but that's not everybody. See, that's what people fail to realize. That's not everybody. Just because you get married up in church don't mean that man gonna be faithful or that woman gonna be faithful forever. Some could go wrong along the way. Somebody could get sick. It could be maybe it's not a thing of cheating. Maybe it's health issues. You might be stuck with some now. This person, he got health issues, she got health issues. So now your husband, your wife, your long life partner, you better really do love them because if you don't, and egg leg and one real leg, you got to be real. And some people aren't. They look at the looks. They look at what kind of car you driving. They look at what kind of clothes you wearing. And then when they get with you, and then if something happened, oh, now boom, they drop you like a hot cake. Some people weren't real. They just weren't. Those are not the people for you. Some people you could get sick. They loved you when you was well, and they love you when you were sick. And they not gonna let you go because that's how they really feel about you. Everybody ain't like that, unfortunately. So if you don't like me being honest and saying what's real, then that's your problem. You got to take that up with yourself. Look in the mirror and face yourself and tell yourself, okay, what are the problems that you having in your relationship? There's like all kinds of therapists. I usually listen to this one lady. She's on YouTube. She talks a lot of good sense. She's actually reminds me a lot of me. The things that I'm thinking, she says it. And so I'm just like a real candy kind of person. I don't always say or deliver the things that she says, but I'm thinking it. It's all up in my head. And I guess I'm just one person that don't take no bullshit off of nobody. And so I'm definitely not taking no bullshit off no dudes. So, that's the reason. And that's probably why it's just some shit that I won't put up with. And so that's why I won't, I'd rather be by my fucking self. Because like what they say, me, myself, and I can do bad by myself. I don't need nobody to bring me down. So I'm just telling you like it is. If you don't like it raw, then go and, miss me with that. Get to the other channel, flip to the other channel. There's many other channels. If you want to hear Disneyland bullshit talk, be my guest. But I'm not going to do that. So like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for listening.